So just relax, give us a smile. And just, if you've got blocks, just put them by the side and prepare yourself. If you need to use a chalk ball to stop yourself from sliding and slipping on your mat, then do the preparation now. And prepare yourself, making sure that you are able to work on a safe surface. So your mat's a very, very important part of your yoga practice. You don't need anything else really, a good, strong and safe surface to work on. Okay, everybody? Yeah? Let's have some fun then. All right, so we're going to just unlace our legs so that we can push ourselves up into a dog stretch. So if you're sitting right at the front of the mat, move your way back, push yourself through the arms. Now just take some time here by stretching forward. And if you can see Natalie here in the middle of our picture, she is stretching the arms out, giving her back some time to lengthen, and Rangan and Rachel as well. So they've just given themselves a little bit more time to come up into our preparation. This is called Ardha Mukha Svanasana, or dog stretch. It wakes up every part of the body, and it's a great start after you've been sitting down for so long. Okay, everybody? Okay, so come to the front of your mat, stepping carefully through and standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Here we go then. Let's begin by looking at our own posture. So the things to remember when we're standing correctly is that I'm going to start today with our heart center. When we think about our heart center, we're not just thinking about the heart, literally the anatomical organ of the body, but we're thinking about how we feel about the world and how we're going to greet it. So if you think about where your heart's sitting, raise the heart center. Now just notice if your hands are in front of your hips. Natalie, for instance, you've got your hands in front of your hips. That means that you're sinking in your lower back. So if you lengthen the tailbone and pull the tummy in, you'll find that your arms sit nicely by the side of the body. So it's a good indicator as to how your posture is. If you're sitting with your palms forward, arms forward, you've sunk in the middle back. Okay, lovely. Shoulders are down and back. Now I'd like you to use your middle finger to draw down towards the floor. Think about the middle finger on both hands drawing downwards. Try to soften your faces. Take a nice long breath in and exhale into Namaste. Inhale, extended Tadasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, head to knee pose. Soften the knees, please, here to get the hands down if you need to. Inhale, take your right leg back into Surya Namaskar series. We're going to take both feet together into Kumbhakasana plank pose. Exhaling, your knees, chest and forehead into Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, pressing up through the chest to open the heart center. Now press the tailbone down as you lift the tummy. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Now just hold here for 2 or 3 breaths, or 5 counts. And while you're holding for those 5 counts or 3 breaths, just to remind you that this series is the classical sun salute, Surya Namaskar, salute to the sun. Hence the name Sunpower Yoga, because we focus on the energy and power and warmth and light of the sun. We're going to step through again with the right leg. Bring it by the front of your right hand, drop the back knee down, drop into the hips and raise the chest. Exhale, bringing both feet together at the front of your mat into Uttanasana, head to knee pose. Inhale, coming up through a flat back, everybody, palms together. Now here, if you feel confident, squeeze the buttocks forward to arch back. Exhale, head to knee. Inhale, take your left leg back, dropping the knee to the floor, raise your heart center. Both feet together, Kumbhakasana. Kumbhakasana means no breath. Exhale, knees, chest and forehead. Inhale, push forward into Bhujangasana. Shoulders back and down, elbows in. Exhale, down dog. Lengthen through the spine. And again, let's just hold here for 3 breaths or 5 counts. Lengthen the body, making sure the arms are long and straight. Hip bones lengthening, tailbones lifted. Shoulders beautifully rotating inwards with the elbows, outwards with the top of the arm. Retract here through the shoulder blades. Inhale, take your left leg forward. And as you do so, drop the right knee down and lift up through the chest. And don't forget to think about the heart center. Both feet together. Exhale, Uttanasana. Now, if you need extra breaths while you're doing this, you must take them. Inhale, flat back, palms together. Now, flat back allows the spine to hinge rather than roll. Exhale, head to knee. Inhale, right leg back. Now think about the heart center lifting and really think about the tailbone dropping. Both feet together, Kumbhakasana. Now this means no breath. It's also a lovely flat back, as in a plank. Exhale, your knees, chest and forehead. Now using your toes, push along your mat, raising your heart center, shoulders back and down. Watch out for your shoulders, Ghana. Really let them go and lengthen the spine. Now hold here for a couple of breaths, thinking about the importance of the arms, pulling the elbows in. If you notice here again, Natalie's got her arms bent. This allows her back to stretch without overdoing it. Exhale, down dog. And holding for the last time for 3 breaths or 5 counts. The counts go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stepping through with the right leg, easing down into the hips. Just watch out for that back leg and watch out for that front leg. Exhale. Bringing your head down towards your knees. Now it's all right to bend your knees here to bring the hands down. Inhale, come up with a flat back. Can you try leading from the chest rather than the chin and keep the tailbone tucked under? Exhale, head to knee. Now listen to your breathing and listen to the pace of the breath and the body. Inhale, take your left leg back. Both feet together into plank position. Now it's really important that you lengthen through the front of your thighs and the buttocks are active. Exhale, knees, chest and forehead. 8-point pose. Inhale, push forward, raising the heart center. Now let's just hold this again. Now if you're straining, bend the arms and pull the elbows in. Like Marcus here, and Ghana, if you could do the same, just bend your arms and pull the elbows in so you're not going up quite so high. Let the heels drop open. If you can just have a little look here at the heels, you're going to allow the heels to drop open and the tailbone is going to press downwards. This saves any strain on the SI joint, the sciatic, iliosciatic joint. This is going to stop the strain if you suffer from this already. Take a deep breath and press yourself up. You don't need to hold this when you're first learning how to do this series. Inhale, bring your left leg forward carefully and quietly, easing into this stretch. The hips are what's working here. Exhale, head to knee, lengthening through the front of the body and really pull the belly button up towards the back of the spine. Inhale, take a long breath. Now here you can squeeze the buttocks forward to deepen the arch and exhale into Namaste. Okay, now we've gone through that very, very slowly, and again, as you get used to this DVD, you can move on quickly to this next section. So here we're going to do the Surya Namaskar classical version. We're going to do 2 rounds as we have just done now, and then continue into the Sunpower series. So let's begin. This is a great warm-up for whatever kind of yoga practice you do. Just make sure that you're lengthening the tailbone. That's great. Okay, take a long breath in and exhale. Inhale, raising the arms up into extended Tadasana. Exhale, head to knee, Uttanasana. Inhale, step back with your right leg. Both feet firmly planted on the floor as you raise the chest. Both feet together into Kumbhakasana. Exhale, your knees, chest and forehead. Take a full breath as you push forward into Bhujangasana. Nice soft faces, everybody. Exhale, down dog. I know how hard this is, but a smile on your face is going to make it nicer for me and everybody else as well. Take a deep breath, step forward with that right leg. Now the slower you do this motion with your breath, the easier. Exhale. Think about every movement synchronizing to the breath. Inhale, coming up through palms together, arching back into extended Tadasana. Exhale. Inhale, taking your left leg back. Good. Keep the toe tucked under, both feet together into plank position. Now let's hold here for 3 breaths. Buttocks nice and firm, front of the thighs pulled up. Watch out that you're not pushing into the balls of your feet. Make sure that your heels are actually pushing backwards, Malcolm. If you push your weight into the front of the feet, you drop. So keep the bottom lifted, keep the back of the neck extended. For those of you unable to hold it this long, then you drop the knees. So Rangan, if you want to just drop your knees, that's it. You can still hold. Take a deep breath and slowly exhale. Knees, chest and forehead. Good. Now take a full breath because you've worked really hard. Push through the toes, lengthen along your mat. Now the most important thing is your shoulders are back and down. Exhale, down dog. As you do this, lift your belly up to the back of the spine and you won't hurt your lower back. Inhale, step forward with your left leg, easing into the hips. Exhale, head to knee. Now really lengthen through the backs of the legs and the front of the body. Inhale, palms together. Don't take your arms out to the side unless you really do keep a nice flat back. Exhale. Okay, and we're just going to hold here and breathe. Lengthening through the back. Bring both hands by the side of the feet. Now here you can see that Jill can't get her hands on the floor. So it seems not really the right thing to do, just to keep her hands like this. But the best thing she can do is bend her knees. Bending her knees will bring her hands firmly to the floor. She's got lovely painted toes and nails, as you can see. So you can have those in a nice long line. Okay, good. And inhale, bring the palms together again. You're going to just come to stand. Inhale and stand. Okay, Sunpower series. Bring the hands into Namaste. So what's the difference between Sunpower series is that we're going to add a little onto what we've just done. Inhaling, palms together, pressing upwards as you inhale, arching gently back. Exhale, head to knee. And we'll just keep our arms going straight ahead of us. Now lengthen the spine to take a deep breath. Bend your knees. Pressing the hands to the floor. Inhale, take your right leg back, left leg back. Now here we're going to go into Chaturanga, so keeping the arms in towards the ribs as we exhale, lowering the whole body into a plank. Now, I would like you not all to do that, so as you take a deep breath and push up, next time some of you can drop your knees to the floor. Okay, good, and exhale into down dog. Inhale, you're going to step forward with the right foot, keeping the left heel off of the floor. Left heel off of the floor and the left knee. So, if you'd like to just straighten up, that's it. Try lifting the hips, lengthen the back. Okay, good. Keep the hands on the floor. If you'd like to just have a look here, look. We're just going to keep our hands on the floor and we're going to lift our hips. Okay, we're going to place the right hand on the inside of the right foot. So the back leg stays strong and straight here. It's quite different to the other session where we drop the knee. Take a deep breath and inhale, opening out to your left. Okay, now the thing that you need to look for here is that you've got to press your right shoulder into your right knee. Watch out for the arm. The arm is only a reflection of what the body's doing, so don't make it do too much work. These two ladies are really, really flexible. They're dropping down far too low, so in actual fact they're not putting any power into their thighs at all. For those of you struggling, you drop your knee. Inhale, bring the hand down on each side of the foot, and we're going to step forward, half vinyasa. Inhale, step forward, lengthen the spine as you breathe in, and exhale, head to knee. Inhale, this time coming with the arms to the side. Inhale, flat back, lift yourself up through your chest. Don't take all day, you've only got one breath. And exhale, opening the arms if you like to the side, all of you, and bringing your head down. Good. Inhaling, lengthening the spine, Exhale, bend your knees, dropping the hands down by the side of your feet. Inhale, left leg back, right leg back. Now lower chaturanga. Just bend your arms or drop your knees. Good. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Just watch out for shoulders, Ranga. They're still pulling forward. You just keep dropping them back. Okay, good. We're going to step forward with the left leg, keeping the right knee off of the floor and the right heel. So you're coming into a lunge. So you need to keep the front of that thigh on that right side really lifted. Place the left hand on the inside of your left foot. Now the fingers, I suggest always having them slightly in front of your toes. So if you could just have a quick look at just placing them slightly in front of the toes. That's lovely. And the shoulder and arm here connected. Take a full breath as you inhale, opening out to your right side. Now remember what we said about the arm. Don't use your arm to force you into this posture. This arm is a response. That's all. So you can see here Rangan's got really tight shoulders. There's a lot of martial arts and he's going to take a lot of strain in that shoulder. So you can see I just unwound his arm. Let that shoulder drop and just turn from here. When we're holding this, those of you who still find this a struggle, just drop your back knee down. Inhale. Bring the hand down, placing on each side of the foot. Now here we're going to step forward. This is called a half vinyasa. Inhale. So we've mixed half of the Ashtanga and half of the classical sloop. Exhale. Inhale, come up through the arms to the side, everybody. Leading with the chest, arching back only if you feel appropriate. And exhale, bring the arms down to the side. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Bend your knees, pressing the hands down. Try not to drop your head. We're going to inhale, right leg back, left leg back, and lower through chaturanga. Keep the elbows connected. Now those of you who somebody can drop their knees here. Take a deep breath and push forward. If you start to struggle, it's always a really good idea to drop your knees. Exhale, down dog. Lovely. Okay, let's just work on this Adho Mukha Svanasana as well. If you can think about this at this point of your practice as being a recovery pose. When you first started, it was very difficult pose to do. It felt a strain, it felt almost impossible. By the time you've come to this stage of your practice, it's great to just try to relax. So, Rangan, let's just bend our knees. For those of you who've got really tight lower back, backs and knees, we're going to bend our knees and then I'm going to draw him backwards. Don't move your hands. Try and leave your hands where they are. Take them a bit further forward. Bend your knees a little bit more and lengthen this way. That's great. Then he's getting a really, really flat back and some use of the hips and the legs. Otherwise, he's just straining and not stretching. Okay, good. Here we go. We're going to turn in our left heel and step through the right foot into what's called Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale to come up. Put your arms out to the side. Okay. We're just going to keep our arms separated. If you've got really good supple shoulders, you can keep the palms together. But if you know that you've got really tight shoulders, it's best to keep them apart. Now keep the belly lifted. Keep the knee sitting over the heel. Don't take your head back at this point. I want you to look straight ahead. Keep the knee pointing ahead of you and sitting over the little toe. Take a full breath. Exhale through Namaste. Press the palms together to get the core muscles working, placing them to the floor. Inhale, come back into plank. Exhale, slowly lowering towards Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Shoulders back and down. Up dog means that you've taken the thighs now and hips off of the floor. Exhale, down dog. Modify each posture as you need to. Settle the feet so they're 6 to 8 inches apart. Turning in the right heel. And if you can just get a close-up of how the legs move through, step through quietly with that left leg, placing the foot by the side of the left hand. The back leg remains straight and strong. Use your abdominal muscles as you inhale and raise up into warrior pose. Okay, now warrior pose, not warrior pose. You all look worried. It's a warrior, not a worrier. Okay. Now watch out for your hands. At the moment you're holding a bowl, Malcolm. Just think about your arms and wrists all being part of the same thing. That's lovely. Take a full breath. Exhale, pushing through Namaste towards the floor. Inhale into Kumbhakasana. Now lift the belly, really feel like the belly's lifting towards the back of the spine, and slowly exhale through the arms. Chaturanga keeps the elbows pulled in by the side of the body. Don't drop your shoulders lower than your hips. Jill. And exhale, inhaling deeply. That's lovely. Okay, just like a real class of struggling as you will. And exhale into down dog. All right, good. That's lovely. Take a deep breath. Okay, we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. Now as you do this, you're going to bend your knees and you're going to lengthen the spine. Now the first thing to look for is knock knees. So we don't want knock knees. They just want to be in line with the ankles and the hips. That's lovely. Now look ahead of you, raising your chin, and step or jump. Now if you're going to jump, you've got to do it quietly. So if you're not quiet, you know you're not ready to jump. If you can jump quietly, great, but otherwise step forward. Reach out into gazing pose and exhale, head to knee. Now as you come up out of this posture, come up into Utkatasana, sitting pose. Now take your arms straight ahead of you today, either palms together or apart. Push through the legs, pull the belly in, arch the back if you feel it's appropriate, and exhale, arms out to the side, that's it. So we're going through a very simple Ashtanga series. Inhale, stretch through the back. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step or jump this time. If you're going to jump, we don't want to see any wobbly bottoms, bouncy knees or lower backs. Exhale, slowly through the arms or through the knees. If you're struggling, it's much, much better to drop your knees. Take a full breath into up dog. Good. And exhale, down dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, lovely. We're going to step through with the right foot, keeping the left heel off of the floor and the left knee, as we did before. But this time we're going to come up into Exalted Warrior. So the knee stays off of the floor. Take a deep breath, lift up through your belly and reach the arms up. So as you take the arms up, look straight ahead. Exalted Warrior, our arms apart, Jill. That's lovely. And it takes a lot of power and strength here. Good. Okay, we're going to fold our arms just above our heads and we're going to take a full breath and arch gently back. Now if you feel you can do this, think about the chest as lifting and think about the arms as supporting the head. This is really, really tough and strong. So keep that back leg straight off the floor, Malcolm. Off the floor, my love. And see if you can arch back. It's a tiny movement for some of us, huge for the rest of us. Now as we come forward, soften the arms, stretch them forward, soften them. Bring them down towards the floor. Nice and soft, as if you were stroking the air. Take a deep breath, bring both feet together and slowly exhale. Now I suggest that some of you, Jill, start dropping your knees now, because if you're starting to struggle, you're getting nothing out of this at all. Inhale, up dog. Everybody out there is looking at you, doesn't want to see you straining. They want to see how they can adapt. Exhale, down dog. Okay, lovely. We're going to step through the left leg, keeping the right knee off of the floor, the right heel. Okay, so just see, nice close-up. Keep that knee nice and straight and strong. And the heel is coming upwards. That's lovely. Okay, now as you come into Exalted Warrior, you've got to think that you've already achieved what you want to achieve. So it's a very powerful and strong pose. You look straight ahead. Now super flexy people will always drop too low. So think about your hip being in line with your knee. Keep that back leg nice and strong, Chrissy. Okay, watch out for the shoulders and keep lifting. It's ever so hard work. If you're struggling, you can always drop the back knee. Folding the arms. This is tough because you're going to now use the fine muscles of the spine. So inhale and arch back. Only if you feel you can. Now Becky, you're arching back loads, but keep the neck nice and soft. Rachel, look ahead instead of downwards. That's great. Okay, this is ever so tough. Now as you stretch the arms, stretch them up, soften the whole hand and stroke the prana. Stroke the prana through the ether as you come down. So this stops a lot more tension travelling through the body. Take both feet together. It's like changing your dynamics. And slowly exhale. Inhale, up dog. Try not to drop your shoulders lower than your hips. Natalie. And exhale, down dog. Okay, now here's another chance to rest. Take some good deep breaths. Now if you're feeling exhausted, drop down on your knees. It's fine anytime during this to simply drop down onto your knees and just have a rest. Okay, we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. We're going to bend our knees, lengthening our spines, and we're going to step or jump. Now, if somebody could step forward, Ghana, if you could step forward, that's great. As the others jump, that just gives you an opportunity to see what you need to do. And exhale, pressing the hands down by the side of the feet. Now, as you come up, take the arms to the side, flat back, but reach, not with your chin. That's it. Coming through the knees and pressing back. Good. And coming down into Namaste. Breathe deeply. That's lovely. Just find the space to breathe. Let the mind settle. Just remember that the prana needs to flow freely through the body. And if you create tension in the body, it makes blocks. And that's not going to allow that prana to flow just as you'd want it to. These little pockets of stillness during your practice are really important. Okay, we're going to carry on now, placing the hands down by the side of the body. We're going to open the chest, bring the palms forward into Isis. So just take the palms forward. That's it. Take a deep breath. Take the arms out to the side of the body, up above the head. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, opening the arms out to the side as you come down. Inhale, gazing pose. Make sure your hands are always by the side of the feet, Jill. Not all over the place. That's good. Exhale, bending your knees. Stepping or jumping quietly. And slowly lowering Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Feet folding open. Exhale, down dog. Okay, turning in the left foot, we're going to step through with the right foot. So actually step through that right foot. Take a deep breath, come up into Warrior 1. And exhale, Warrior 2. Now Virabhadrasana 2 changes direction. So, if you just have a look here at Ghana, you've got shoulders that are down the spine, arms out. Don't take them too high, just a shoulder height. Lift up through the belly. Make sure your knee is sitting towards the middle toe. Okay, good. From here, we're going to inhale and step forward into a balance. So, taking the back arm down, begin to change direction, move towards the front of the room into Virabhadrasana 3. Okay, now to balance, you've got to think about coming from your tummy. And while you're balancing, think about the supporting foot. On your next in-breath, you're going to open out into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. Now, if you're struggling with this, just come down. Watch what the rest of the class are doing and just start again. Now you'll notice Rangan's got his fingers on the floor and he's also got his knee bent. Now allowing his knee to bend means that his fingers come to the floor and support him. I don't put my fingers on the floor because I think it's harder. So take a deep breath and step back into Warrior 2. Woo! Okay, so what happened there with Ghana was that his foot rolled. If your foot rolls, you're lost and you're going to fall off balance. It's fine to see it as it really is. Take a deep breath, take the arm over, softly bringing the hands down. Good. Take both feet into Kumbhakasana. You need to breathe, everybody. Exhale slowly down into Kumbhakasana. Okay, Natalie, I would start dropping my knees now because these shoulders are so tense that you're not really getting much out of that. That's brilliant. Inhale into up dog. All right, shoulders down and back. Make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Exhale into down dog. Now, you know what you're going to do now. You're going to come through Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and Warrior 3. So while you're just in down dog, prepare yourself mentally, using the breath, visualizing what it is you want to achieve. Balances radiate from the navel. And then they still the mind and they still the body. So as you turn in your right heel, step through with the left foot, placing it just by the side of your hand. You're going to take a nice deep breath into Warrior 1. And exhale, warrior two. Now the shift around is really important. Just have a look at your front knee. If you can't see your big toe, then you'll let your knee roll over it. Make sure your knee is sitting right over the heel of the foot and your shoulders are sitting over your hips. That's a little bit too far back, Ghana, there. So just come a little bit further forward. That's it. That's fantastic. Okay, now you're going to need lots of courage here. You need to focus. So have a look at a spot in front of you. Take the back arm down. As you inhale, let the hips shift around to the front. Use your abdomen and imagine someone's holding your hands. If somebody's holding your hands, you're going to be held. So either bring the palms together or keep them apart. Personally, I would keep them apart. And let the ears sit. So here we've got, let's lift our belly here. Let's just lift our belly, flatten the back. Go down a little bit further, Jill, and just really, really don't let that person hold your hands. Where are they? That's lovely. Now as you step back, I want you to imagine that you're stepping back into hot water. So do it really slowly, back into warrior two. Inhale. And exhale. Take a full breath as you take the arm over. That's fantastic. And come back into Kumbhakasana. That's really, really good. That was very hard and it was very real as well. So exhale, bending your elbows. Dropping the knees if you need to, no point straining. Inhale, up dog. Okay, now here think tailbone and try not to collapse your neck. Exhale, down dog. Okay, here we go. Let's just recover again. Let's take a few good deep breaths. 2 or 3. Just holding for about 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Coming up onto the balls of the feet. You're going to bend your knees, lengthen the spine, and step or jump quietly to the forward to the front of your mat. Lengthen your spine as you breathe in. Exhale as you breathe out. And coming up through sitting pose this time, just to let the knees give some space and length to the back itself. And as you come up, arch back only if you don't feel dizzy. And exhale into Namaste. Breathing deeply. Okay, now we're going to take that balance a little bit further because we've been doing moving balances now. So now we're going to do balances from the spot. So if you just want to relax a little bit, just put your hands down, just relax. Just get your clothes all sorted, and if you need to towel off, and remember not to get dehydrated. If you do practice and you get very, very hot, it's very important to replace water. Okay. All right, everybody. We're just going to press the palms together and we're going to go straight into Vriksasana, tree pose. So from here, you literally are just going to lift up the right leg, placing the foot on the inside of the left knee. Now, when you did that, what happened to the supporting leg? Other leg, Chrissy? Looks lovely. That's it. All right. Now, by using the hands and pressing the palms together, and I just want you to practice this. If you press the palms together, notice what happens to your abdominal cavity. It actually activates the core muscles. So Jill, watch out for the shoulders, drop them down and back, and press the thumb into the chest. Focus your attention on one spot, and I always suggest a little bit lower rather than higher. So the first thing we did was focus mentally, then we're focusing physically, and then I want you to focus the breath. So notice what's happening to your breathing. If this is a real struggle, come down and go back up again. But I'd like you to try and hold it. It's a simple posture, but it's the most beautiful illustration, if you like, of the true nature of yoga. When the mind, the body and breath come together to create this beautiful, simple posture. On your next in-breath, press the palms together and push the hands up towards the ceiling. Now while you're in this posture, lengthen the arms. Watch out for the shoulders, Rachel. Don't let them crawl up towards your ears. For those of you still practicing this, or still quite new to yoga, bring your leg down when you need to and then take it back up. Okay, think about your tailbone, everybody. Lengthen your tailbone. Lengthen the tailbone. Notice what happens to your abdominal muscles. Drop the fingers down your back, keeping the hands in prayer position. And then take a full breath as you extend them even further up towards the ceiling. Inhale and up. Notice what happened to your chest. Your chest lengthens, it broadens and it opens. Take a full breath. As you exhale, take your right leg back into Warrior One. Slowly. Inhale and exhale. Okay, from here we're going to inhale, straighten the front leg up, open it up, turning our body around to the right. Okay, looking down the arm, lengthen the body. Take a full breath and exhale into Trikonasana. Now just notice your front foot. Jill, it's not pointing straight ahead. Watch out, Chrissy. If you let your toe at the front roll to the side, then the whole hip doesn't open as much as you want. Okay, now modifications. So if we can just have a look here at Ranga. He's actually got a very good leg today. Let's pull up the front knee. Now we pull up the front knee by pulling up the quad, that muscle at the front here. Okay, now if you find there's a lot of strain in the upper body, and say for instance he couldn't straighten his leg, you would take your hand a little bit further up, then straighten the leg. Okay, straighten that arm. That's it. And turn and twist from the waist. Now remember what we said about the arm. The arm is only a response to what the body's done. It isn't forcing you to do anything. Could you open your fingers? Opening your fingers lets a lot of energy in. Squeeze the buttocks forward. Open the chest. And rotate the sternum up towards the ceiling. Press against that imaginary wall. That's lovely. Okay, if you can just have a look here at Rachel, that's really nice. As she pushes her bottom forward, the chest opens. This is the imaginary wall. That's wonderful. Now if your neck strains, look to the floor. Take a deep breath. Inhale to come up. And as you exhale into Warrior Two, you're going to step forward to stand at the front of your mat. Now I want you to imagine that someone's holding your hand, so that you need to use your belly to stand to the front of the mat. Inhale and stand. That's it. That was lovely. Thank you. If you use images like hands and people, it really helps your yoga practice. It actually gives you a chance to feel that you're not alone. And images like hold my hand, help me here, actually do work. They really do work. So let's practice that now on the next side. So pressing the palms together in Namaste. And again, if you just press the palms together, notice what happens to the chest and what happens to the abdominal wall. It lifts. That's wonderful. Okay, focus your attention. So do that by looking at one spot on the floor. And I always suggest the floor rather than any higher, because sometimes if you lift up your eyes, you can feel like you're leaning backwards. Okay, now think about your breathing. That's lovely. So suddenly you become very quiet mentally. We're going to raise the left leg this time, pressing it in against the right inner part of the knee. Now, where your leg goes will depend completely on the strength of your abs, the strength in the upper leg, the psoas muscle that reaches through the top of the leg and into the belly, the strength of your supporting leg, and your flexibility. So if it only comes to the ankle, and if you could just have a look, Marcus, if you just bring your foot to the ankle, and this is a balance, isn't it? It's still a balance, you're still on one foot, so this is more than adequate. So take it back up now, Marcus, that's lovely. Okay, let's lengthen the tailbone. Open the chest. Listen to our breath. And remember that the moment we hit the center of your balance, your mind is settled, your breath is easy. This is yoga, the union of mind, body and breath. Beautiful to look at, empowering to do. Raising the arms towards the ceiling, pressing the palms together, raising upwards. Now think about this tailbone lengthening even more and feel the power in your supporting leg. The power of the roots of the tree down into the earth as the branches reach upwards towards the light. And this is the connection of the human body and the human soul, the connection between heaven and earth. Drop the fingers down the back. Take a full breath as you extend upwards and feel the chest widen and open. But don't forget, if your eyes wander, your body wanders. Your eyes are like the steering wheel. You move the steering wheel, your body, like the car, will move with it. So keep them quiet and still. Now we're going to step back here. So we need to think about transference of weight. So take the awareness to the navel. Step back as if you were stepping into very hot water. Inhale. Open out into Warrior Two. Straightening the leg. Take a full breath as you straighten your leg. Straighten the leg, that's lovely. And exhale into Trikonasana. So as you lengthen, think about every point of the body here. And think about yourself as a 5-pointed star, if you like. And each point of the star pulling in different directions. Think about your back hip pulling towards the back of the room. Think about your right hip pulling forward. Chest open. Now Rangan, if you take the arm down, because you've really extended that leg, that's fantastic. You can take your hand onto the foot, ankle or shin. Now I suggest that rather than use the palm of the hand, Ghana and Jill, I would actually put my hand on the leg, because it actually gives the whole body much more support. And from there you can push into the leg. Let's pull up through the front of the thigh, the quad, till the kneecap locks. Place your hand on the leg. That's it. And you're not breathing, Malcolm. You've stopped breathing. Very, very important to breathe, you know, because you die otherwise, you know that. Just let this relax. Unwind the stress. Oh, that's nice. Okay, good. You see how the arm just responds to the tension in the body? That's fantastic. Okay, looking down at the floor, take a full breath as you come to stand. Really lengthen. And exhale into Warrior Two. Now watch out here, keep the shoulders sitting right over your hips. And here we've got the hand, okay? Someone holding your hand. And you can step forward into standing. That's great. Lovely. And down. That's really beautiful. Well done, everybody. Okay, good. And just drop the hands and take a couple of good deep breaths. Okay, lovely. I want you to step back now into Warrior One. So you're going to take your left leg back, so your right knee's forward. That's it. So this time we're using the right leg as our focus. We're going to bring our arms down into Garudasana. Now if you've never done that just with the arms, it's exactly the same as the legs. You're going to twist one around the other. So you're going to bring the right arm forward, twisting the other arm around into Garudasana. Now as you stretch forward into your warrior posture, notice the belly. Okay, don't arch back yet. I just want you to keep a nice straight back of the neck. Take a full breath and arch back, lifting the elbows away from the body. So you lift the elbows up, don't let the hands come too close to the face. Spread the fingers, make sure the hand's going all the way around. That's it, all the way around. Yes, that's lovely, well done. Now the hardest thing here is the neck, so don't let the neck collapse. If you can't hold this for very long, then just arch back. You can see that Rangan here is finding it hard to twist all the way around, but he's managed somehow, haven't you? Okay, good. Now here, look straight ahead of you, and we're going to use our transference of weight again. We're going to step forward using our belly. Okay, let's get this hand right. That's it. Yes, good. Keep your fingers extended. Okay, good. We're going to take our right leg and twist it around the left. So we've done two things. We've done a powerful lunge there, including our back, and then we've taken ourselves into a balance. And you'll notice we've got our hands all wrapped up, we're all tied up, to stop us using our hands and having to use our core muscles to take us into a balance. Okay, good. And as you release your hands, step back this time to Warrior Two, and you'll find you're turning to the other direction. Warrior Two. Take a full breath and exhale. And bring the arms forward, this time going into Garudasana with the arms, because this time you've got your left leg forward. Taking the hands into Garudasana. Now this time you'll lead with your left arm, so you take your left arm over, right one underneath. Okay, now keep straight ahead. Now watch out, because the worst thing that can happen here is that you start twisting with your body because your arms are twisted. So if you can just try and isolate just the arms, keep a nice straight body. Sarangan, just drop down a little bit more. Watch out for your front foot, just watch out, make sure your toes pointing straight ahead, and at the moment it's slightly bent. Okay, now as you arch back, don't take your weight just into the back leg, drop it between the two. So just drop a little bit more, Jill. That's it, a little bit more. That's fantastic. Now as you arch back, lift the elbows, think about the elbows lifting. And just try arching back from here. It's ever so hard, this is such a tough exercise. Okay, and come back to centre. Now this feels easy now. Coming back to centre feels great. Okay, transference of weight. So you've got to think about everything radiating from the navel as you step forward. Fantastic. Okay, this time you're going to bring the left leg around the right into Garudasana, the eagle pose. Find your breath, find your mental focus. If you can't twist your leg right around the other, it doesn't matter. Just cross it over. After all, this is a balance. That's lovely. Okay, now as you unwind yourself, you're going to step back into Warrior Two, taking that left leg back, take a full breath. Now all of that work came from the navel. Lovely. Okay, and take the hand over towards the floor. Both feet into Kumbhakasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Keep the elbows connected. Inhale, up dog. Okay, good. And we're just going to look straight ahead. Okay, now if you want to bend the elbows, any of you, and pull the elbows in towards the side of the body, I want you to just go over. What we're going to do here is we're going to let the heels drop open, and we're going to press the tailbone down. Immediately you should feel the upper abdominal muscles lifting, shoulders pulled back and down. Now if you're really struggling here, Chrissy, if you just show everybody, if you're really struggling, just bend your elbows a little bit and bring them down towards the floor. Just having the fingers extended directly from the elbows, and press down into the floor and press up. Now using the fine muscles of the body. Fine muscles of the back, and this is for people who just can't hold it because their arms or wrists are damaged in any way. Okay everybody, I just want you to sink to the floor. Just bend your arms, sink to the floor, just extend your arms out straight ahead of you. Just let yourself flop open, let your feet flop open, and rest your head on either one side or the other, it doesn't really matter. And really be conscious of your feet, everyone. The feet will always drop open like this, not too far, babe. That's it. just let the heels drop out, and normally the toes are connected. Now the reason we do that, because we know that the buttocks are relaxed now. If you pull the heels together, you tend to need to use the buttocks, and you just want to completely relax. Now while you're lying on the floor, be aware of your breath, ever constant, rhythmic. Notice your belly just gently pressing against the floor. Abdominal breathing. Okay, good. You've done a lot of work on the upper body, you've done a lot of work on the legs, and now we're going to work the spine. So what we're going to do first is just rest the forehead on the floor and keep the arms extended. Now you notice some people are just using a towel maybe to rest their head on. It doesn't need to be too high. You do want to keep the back of the neck nice and lengthened like this. Always reminding yourself that the neck is part of the spine. So we're going to isolate parts of our back here and use what's called not just the major muscles of the back, but we're going to use the fine muscles of the spine as well. Okay, so we're going to begin with upper body work. We're going to inhale and raise both arms off of the floor. Now keep the head on the floor. Inhale and up. This is going to use upper back, right down towards the middle back, and exhale and lower. Now for some this is easy and some it's hard. You can see here Malcolm, this is very difficult for him, and maybe Rangan because he's got a lot of developed muscles around the shoulders. Let's do that again. Inhale and up. That's fantastic, good. And exhale down. Inhale both legs up. Now this is going to use the lower part of the body. You're going to use the femoral bicep the muscles at the back of the thigh, the glutes and the lower back. And exhale down. Spinalis erectus, the muscles going up from the lower back towards the middle back. Let's do that again. Inhale, just the legs, keeping the arms on the floor and the forehead. Some people go really high, others aren't. Everyone's so different. And exhale down. Okay, this time we're going to bring everything off of the floor, including the head. So let's inhale to come up. Feeling the whole of the spine working. And exhale down. And inhale to come up. And exhale down. That's fantastic. Okay, we're going to take hold of the right leg with the right hand. So we're going to do the half bow. The half bow. Now I suggest you place the hand so that the palm here is going to go this way and place on the inside of the foot. Don't twist the arm around and hold on to it. Make sure that it's opening. This will really, really stretch the shoulder open. And the lymphatic system sitting in the armpits and the groins are going to be stimulated doing this exercise as well. Okay, are you ready? On your next deep breath, you're going to come up, everything up. Inhale and up, back leg. Let's bring your back leg up, Chrissy. No, the other one. That's it. Supermen and women, Ghana, bring your hand off the floor and your legs, everything. Except your bottom, that's it. And come down. That's one of those weird exercises when you're not quite sure what's happening. Just bring everything off of the floor. Are you ready? Let's do that again, because that was interesting, wasn't it? Let's take a nice deep breath. And inhale and come up. And I want you to imagine you're supermen and women. Flying. And exhale down. All right, that was great. Just let go of the leg without thumping it to the floor. And the other side. So now you know what you're doing. It's what's called a half bow. Because in a minute we'll be doing the whole bow. So just hold on to your foot, Malcolm. Left foot. And on the inside, that's great. Are you ready? Let's take a deep breath. Inhale to come up. Can you bring your leg up, Natalie? Back leg? Yes. And exhale down. Really beautiful to look at, but actually incredibly challenging, isn't it? Take a nice deep breath. Inhale to come up. That's lovely, good. Watch out for your neck. And slowly down. Okay, just pop your hands down, just underneath your shoulders for a minute. Push yourself up into a child's pose, just to release some strain from the lower back. Stretch out and really give it a good stretch. Now, the wider your knees, the more movement you'll get into your hips, so you'll actually be able to settle back into your hips. That's lovely. Okay, now use some breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. Allowing the tension to melt away from the shoulders. Melt away from the hips. And just give yourself a chance to get your breathing back to normal. Sometimes you don't have to breathe too strongly, only if you need it. But other times, quiet breathing is just as appropriate. And they say the more advanced a yogi you are, the less noise you make with your breathing. So just think about if you need to breathe deeply, do so. If you can be soft, do so. And just notice what happens mentally as your breath and its patterns begin to change. That's lovely. Okay, everybody, we're going to push ourselves back down to the floor and do the full bow now. So taking yourself back towards the floor after you've given your spine a little bit of a rest. Okay, opening your knees. Let's take hold of our feet. And again, let's take the palms outwards and place the hands on the inside. There's lots of different ways of doing it. You can just hold onto your toes or hold onto your ankles, or you might even need to use a strap, placing it around your feet. Now, keeping the chin tucked in, and you'll see that everyone's done that because they're really lengthening through the back of the neck, because the neck is part of the spine. If you open your knees a little bit wider, Rangan, you'll be able to come up much higher in a minute. We're going to come up on a full breath. So let's inhale to come up. Use your legs to pull you up. So they're going to pull. You can see here, Chrissy's got this absolutely gorgeous shape. You know, she keeps pulling back this way. Ooh, gosh, look at that. She'll come right up onto her thighs. Don't go doing this to friends and family. They're forcing them to postures like this. Okay, slowly release, keeping hold of the hands. We're going to do that one more time. Tuck the chin in, let that back release. Take a full breath and inhale to come up. And exhale down. These are really simple back exercises, but my goodness, they're powerful. You can feel every single muscle group in that spine. Take a good strong breath. Last time. Up you come. Inhale. Okay, good. And rocking bow. For those who feel they can bear to do this, this massages the internal organs, stimulates the endocrine system, stimulates the spine, and is quite good fun. And come down really, really, really slowly. That's it, and just release. Fantastic. Just let the tension drop away from the back. That was really good. Okay, we're not going to spend too long down there because we've still got a bit of work to do. You're in danger of falling asleep. Press your hands down by the side of you and push yourselves up into child's pose. And then through the knees into dog. That's it, and push yourself up into dog. Okay, good. Here we go. We're going to do some floor work. So, we're going to bend our knees, look where we're going, and we're going to step or jump to the front of the mat. Okay. And bringing the hands down by the side of the feet. Just lengthen the back. Take the arms to the side. Clasp the hands behind your back. Now, if you can't hold your hands, you can always just hold your elbows. Take a full breath, lifting the chin up as you inhale through the front of the body. That's lovely. And exhale, bringing the head down towards the legs. Okay, so we're doing a standing head to knee. We're halfway down. This is what's called a semi-inversion because half of the body is inverted. Blood is now rushing down towards the heart and the head and stimulating the whole of your system from the upper body down up towards your head. Okay, releasing your hands. Place your hands around the backs of your legs, holding onto the elbows. I don't know whether you can see here. Might be quite good to get some shots from the back. If you can just move around a little bit, Marcus, the other way, sweetheart. The other way. This way. And then that's it. If Laura can just see what's happening here. Just holding onto the elbows. Now the idea is to then slide the hands down the back. Now we're not all going to manage that. I mean, he's got an absolutely fantastic back, Marcus. And he's slid his hands down. And what this does, it's like a buckle. It's actually creating a kind of a buckle effect. You can imagine it's tightening up. Not all of us are going to manage that, but it's a really, really great way at this point of the class to do this because you're very, very warm. That's lovely. Okay, and release. Now as you come up, just bend your knees. Come back up through sitting position. That's it. Sitting pose and lengthen the spine. Okay, good. And come down into Namaste. I'd like you to step back, taking your left leg back. So just literally bending the leg and taking the left foot back behind you. You're going to come down to sitting position. So pressing the palms together, come down towards the floor. You don't have to keep your hands together. You can take your hands down and come into Ardha Matsyendrasana. So we're going to do half spinal twist now. So this twist series is really, really important for waking up the endocrine system. Kidneys, adrenals, pancreas, ovaries, testes, thyroid gland, hypothalamus, parathyroid, pineal and pituitary. So we're using a spiral effect, and if you've ever seen the endocrine system, it sits very much one on top of the other, very much like this twist. A little bit more down here and a little less as we go up, and that's very similar to sitting in this position and doing half spinal twist. So let's take our right arm back, just to support the back. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling, raising the left arm. As you exhale, pull the left shoulder in front of the right knee, press it against the knee, and go into the fullest position for you. Okay. You can just have a little look at Malcolm at the back. If we can just do a slightly adapted pose here for you, Malcolm. Okay, so if you just take this leg out, extend this leg out to the front. That's it, and just pop that one over. He's going to get a much fuller twist. All right, now use this arm to pull this right in and along here. That's fantastic. Okay, now watch out for the shoulders. Let that shoulder drop down back. Okay, everybody else? Try to drop that shoulder, take a full breath, and exhale. And I suggest you do the same thing. You wrap around here and actually feel like you're squeezing the thigh deep in towards the belly, because it's not a spinal twist if you don't feel the two opposing parts of the body coming towards each other. And you're actually stimulating and massaging the internal organs. Now try closing your eyes. Inhale into the chest as you breathe in. And exhale as you breathe out, pulling the belly towards the back of the spine. Now most of you can wrap your arm around your back. Some of you can place the hand on the floor, but a lot of you can wrap your arms around the back. So there's lots of different variations. Chaturanga. I suggest you do this. And keep this arm behind you. That's it. And keep this really flat on the floor. That's fantastic. Okay, it's really, really important that you get a full twist and not take too much strain. Keep the whole foot on the floor. That's lovely. Okay, that's held for about 10 counts. Okay, we're going to inhale. We're going to exhale and unwind around to the other side of the room. Place the right hand on the inside of the thigh and twist around to the other side. So what you're doing, the body naturally wants to unwind and uncurl, and actually allow it to. Breathe into the hips, lengthen the spine, and focus your attention. Okay, coming around to the front. Taking hold of your leg, you're going to lift the leg up. Now if you're very tight in your legs, just place your hands laced together underneath your knee, lengthen the spine, and you're going to take your leg up. For the rest of you, you're going to cross your wrists over, holding onto your foot, knee coming up through the arms, and extend. Take a full breath and up. So there's two different ways of doing it. Keep that leg bent now. Bring this leg in. That's it. Okay, and I suggest you do the other one. The adapted pose, like this. Okay, the adapted pose allows that leg to get a little bit higher. If you're going to do that, lace the fingers together properly, bend the elbows in, and lift up. That's great. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, think about, yes, that's great, bend the elbows. And fold the leg into half lotus, bringing one leg on top of the other, or into cross leg. I want you to take a full breath, inhale, take the arms above the head. Watch out that you don't lean too far forward. And here you can hinge forward from the hips, taking your hands down towards the floor. Now we're all going to be at different levels, so some of us will get our palms to the floor, some of us will get, much further down, our head maybe come down to the floor, but just try to reach into the stretch. Keep your bottom on the floor, Rachel. Don't try to lift the hips up. See if you can lengthen and hinge forward in the hips. That's lovely. And inhale to come up, use the abdominal muscles. And down into Namaste. Okay, good. Unwinding your legs. You're going to, this time, put the left leg over the right. So taking your left leg, place it over the right. What you want to have is a comfortable feeling while you're sitting. So the heel of that right foot might just be underneath your buttocks. This is what I do. It's a bit like using a block, and it just stabilizes my hips. If that's uncomfortable, you might need to take the foot away. But it's really important that you feel like you're not leaning backwards or forwards or sideways. Taking your left arm back, that's just literally supporting your spine. We're going to take a full breath. Inhale and raise your right arm up. Now as you exhale, you twist around to the left. You pull the right shoulder in front, and I want you to use the muscles of your tummy to pull your thigh really deeply in towards your belly. This is your preparation. Bring that shoulder right in front and then into a twist. Good. If you're doing a modified pose, then do the same as you did the last time. Either clutching the thigh, extending the leg. And just notice a difference in the hands and the ways that we do this particular posture. try and drop the shoulders. That's it. See the tension in the shoulders? That's it. Now if you lead around, always lead around with your shoulder. So just wrap your arm around your back, Ghana and Marcus. That's right. And the way to pin down is to think about your front knee drawing down towards the floor. If you can think about the little Lilliputians and little threads drawing you into a particular position, drawing you up or down, side at the same time as lengthening. Close your eyes. Watch out for tension in the shoulders. Try to lengthen the spine through the top of the head. Don't twist without lengthening. Let the elbow drop down. That's it. And get comfortable. Get comfy. If you can't hold on to that, darling, don't. Just wrap the arm around. That's it. And then you'll get much more out of that. Look at that. Much deeper stretch. We've held that for now 10 counts. Notice your breathing. Settle. Feel the prana rising through the spine. And release. And as you release, the body will naturally want to unwind and take itself around to the right. And actually enjoy the feeling of stretching the opposite direction. If your hips feel a little bit painful, squeeze them. Keep them moving around and you find that the pain or strain from that part of the body actually melts. And come back to the center. All right, everybody, that's lovely. And here we're going to take hold of our foot. So we've got two different variations. We've either got the adapted pose with our fingers linked, placed underneath the knee, and then you can still lift really high, thigh drawing in towards the belly, and then you can extend the leg from there. Or you're going to cross the wrists. But the most important thing is that you manage to get a good stretch. So what you could do now, Malcolm Rangan actually, is to slide your hands up towards your ankles. So that you're now moving a little bit higher up the leg. Lots of different ways of doing this. Take a full breath, lengthening through the front of the body. Give us a smile, everybody. You look ever so tired. And exhale, squeeze and lift. That's fantastic, Marcus. Lovely, Ghana. Beautiful, Chrissy. Lovely. That's so good, everybody. Beautiful. Just keep thinking about the sun shining down on your face when you're doing these postures. And feel really warm. And as you come down, you're going to fold the foot on top of the thigh if possible, or simply cross your legs or come into an easy pose. Take a full breath as you raise the arms up above the head, and as you exhale, fold forward from the hips. Here you're relaxing, you're releasing, and you're lengthening. Just try and keep the hips down. Take a full breath, okay. And as you exhale, just imagine you're squeezing very gently the tension from the body. If you get a friend to do this, make sure that they don't push on you. Simply give the feeling of squeezing tension and breath from the body. That's lovely. Just to get yourself nice and that's good. Just make sure you're not rolling to one side or the other. Take a full breath. Use your abdominal muscles to bring the palms together and come up. And exhale, namaste. I want you to uncross your legs and take them straight ahead of you. Okay, pulling your toes back, we're going to do forward head to knee pose. So the first thing you're going to do is pull one buttock out and then the other. You get nicely bedded in, if you like, into your mat. This stops the tension in the buttocks and therefore allows you more movement as you reach forward. Now the toes are going to pull back, knees to the ceiling, inside of your feet together. Okay, good. Take a full breath, raising the arms up towards the ceiling. Really, really feel those arms lengthen. Use the middle fingers. And as you exhale, don't drop your head, just go belly to thigh, chest to knee, head to shin. Now we're all going to be at different levels here. Some of us are getting hold of our feet and crossing the hands and getting a deeper stretch. Rangan here has got his first two fingers around the big toe and drawing ourselves into a good stretch. Malcolm is unable at this stage to hold onto his toes, so he's holding onto the ankles, but I would suggest really a much better idea would be if we can just borrow your towel. Oh, I know. That's it. Let's hold this. And if you can just hold the towel around your feet. Now those of you still into this, settle into it a bit deeper by lengthening through the front of the body. Like pull the shoulders back and lengthen spine. So this is what I want you to open. That's it. It's better to come up further. That's it. Now bend your arm. That's it. So it's really important that if you're doing this, that you don't lengthen your arms for the sake of going down, because all you do is lengthen the scapula. They move out of the way and lengthen your arms by about 6 inches, but your back's not done anything, and now there's the backs of your legs. All right, that's good. So it's better for you to practice like this. You can feel it, can't you? Yeah. That's great. Okay, now stay where you are. We're going to do a little technique. Think about your thighs and roll your thighs inwards. Roll your thighs inwards, the upper thighs, feel them rolling inwards. What's happened immediately is as those thighs have rolled in, your lower back has freed. The sciatic joint suddenly isn't rubbing up against one against the other. You've actually allowed the pelvis to open, sciatic joint to release, and giving yourself more movement. This is simply rolling the thighs inwards. The sitting bones open out. And this is such a great way of coming into this posture, because it does hit the lumbar region, but sometimes people hit it so hard they don't like this posture and don't want to do it again. So while you're breathing into this, really think about lengthening. And remind yourself that any forward head to knee pose is not comfortable, it's uncomfortable. Because it makes you look inward. Lift your chin as you breathe in, lift it right up. Lengthen to the front of the body, watch out for those shoulders, drop them down and take yourself a little bit further. Good, keep your feet together. Now this is a hard, horrible pose for a lot of us. It makes us look inward, it's uncomfortable and it's difficult. But it achieves so much, but very slowly. Just listen to your breath, and as your thoughts become really difficult, as your thoughts say, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to get out of this, just keep the breath together. Just try to keep your feet together, Marcus. That's it. Lovely. Close your hands. And just okay, it's ready to come out of this now. So take a full breath, lengthen through the front of the body. Lean back into your hands, ready to do the incline plane. So, Marcus, let's turn you around so that everyone can see what you're going to do. Lean back into your hands, fingers pointing towards the back of the room. And you want the heel of the hand, if you turn around this way down, that's it. The heel of the hand wants to be 6 inches, 8 to 10 inches really, away from your bottom. You're going to point your toes to keep the tension off of the heels, and you're going to inhale and lift the hips up. And you'll notice this is the correct way. You should have your shoulder directly over your wrist. It shouldn't be in front and it shouldn't be behind. So keep lifting upwards. The head can drop back safely. It's one of the few postures that it can. And exhale and come down. Now stay where you are, and you're going to come up one more time. Have a look at Malcolm here. He's going to bend his legs. This is the other way. Get your feet on the floor. Table, nice and wide. And next time you're going to come up into what's called the table. For those who can't manage this way, the full plank, incline plane, you're going to try and do it as a table. So let's take a deep breath. Inhale to come up. Breathe, keep putting your tummies in. There's a lot of tummies sticking out today. And exhale and come down. Right, so Natalie, that didn't feel right, did it? No, take your hands a little bit further back, just a fraction, not too much, that's excellent. Take a deep breath, last time. Inhale to come up, pushing the hips up, nice. Your buttocks are working really hard, aren't they? That's much better, Natalie. See, you've got your shoulders directly over your wrists. They feel fantastic, that's lovely. And remember, Becky, if you just pull your chin in, Becky, to show the other option, if you've got bad neck, is to do it like Becky's doing it here, pushing the chin in. And slowly exhale down. If you know you can't manage that with straight legs, always do it the way Malcolm did as the table. Okay, come back towards the front. All right. So let's just come back onto our knees. So just pushing our knees around, coming up through a sitting position, push up onto your knees and back into dog. Take a full breath and up. Okay, we've just got one more thing to go. We're going to inhale, raise the right leg up. Let the hip come up and just allow the middle of the foot to reach up towards the ceiling. Now remember, this is an extended dog. So here we've got Malcolm with his hip drop down. Let's raise that leg and see if you can extend the last part. It's so hard. Keep pulling back this way, Malcolm. That's great. Okay, good. And step through with the knee coming in between your hands. Okay, let's balance our way into this posture, making sure that the hip is down on that right side. You've got both hips equally balanced. You're not sitting on your right buttock. Okay, we're going to use the fine muscles of the spine here. We're not going to do a massive thing, but we're going to open up our hip, obviously, doing this. Okay, let's have a look at this. Make sure you're not sitting on the right buttock, and look at your leg. Yeah, Dana. It should be right behind you. That's it. So that you've got your hip, knee, and ankle all in one line. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, to make you work your fine muscles, I'm going to get you to take your hands back. That's it. Okay, good. Now take a full breath and raise the arms up. And then fold your elbows. So you're going to hold your elbows. Okay, and now you're going to do back bend. And it really, really makes you work the fine muscles of the spine. It also makes you use that front leg. So that right knee is what's stopping you from not managing this. So if you keep pushing it into the floor, it activates the abdominal muscles. Careful, Rachel. Just keep rolling onto that left hip. That's fantastic. Now extend the arms softly, 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 softly. Stroke the air in front of you. Stroke it. And just take your hands down towards the floor and stretch out, walking them along. That's it. Just take a deep breath and just let everything melt away. That's it. Okay, lovely. Okay, bringing the palms together. Okay, now really lock your thumbs over, and before you come up, Chrissy, just hold on a minute. Let's just use that front leg, push it down into the floor, and lift the arms if you can before your head. And the reason for this is that your body's lazy, though we're all lazy, our bodies, and it won't work. Do it that way, it'll work. And if you're practicing this, try it, even if you don't manage it every time, and exhale through Namaste. Okay, press your hands into the floor, take a really full breath, tuck your left toe under and take a deep breath and lift back up into extended dog pose and really give that leg a lovely stretch. And it might be worth just literally waggling your leg around just to loosen off the ankle. That's fantastic. Okay, good. And come back down into dog. Really lengthen and stretch. That's great, Rangan. You're really getting into that now. Bending the knees as you come into dog really does help the spine lengthen. Take a full breath and raise this time your left leg. Okay, now we've said this before. If you drop your hip, it's so difficult. So it's the one place where you can cheat and let it roll right up. And look at that. Look at this man. Fantastic. Beautiful. And that's really by just allowing the hip to roll up and extend through the groin. That's great, Marcus. Good. That's lovely, Natalie. Okay, now we're going to thread the needle. Called threading the needle. We're going to bend the knee, bring it through the hands, placing the knee right in between. Okay, now have a look at that leg at the back. Make sure it's literally going down your mat. And if it's not in a nice straight line with your mat, just alter it. Thigh towards the floor, knee towards the floor, front of the foot towards the floor. Now, by pressing your hands into the floor, you should immediately feel the abdominal muscles lifting. Okay, now for those going further, use your chest, open your chest, take your arms up above you. That's it. So your spine's already beginning to work. Folding the arms, place them hand around each elbow. Okay, now this makes you work. So just go right to your elbows. See if you can hold on to your elbows. That's great. Okay, now you're going to do a fine act of arching back, thinking about the sternum lifting up. Press that front knee firmly into the floor. Okay, see how you're twisting around, Natalie? That's because you've got that further forward than that. So what you wanted right at the beginning was to just balance yourself out making sure that your hips aren't one in front of the other. Keep them balanced. Now as you come forward, that's much better. As you come forward, guys, stretch the arms and relax the hands and stroke the ether in front of you. Just stroke it. Bringing the hands very slowly down. And once you've come to the floor, crawl towards the front of the room. Now, if you are lying on the floor here, what you need to be doing is rolling towards the right side. So the right hip is kind of easing its way in towards that left heel. Now, if you couldn't move that foot towards the front of the mat when you came into this in the first place, it's quite all right to have the heel right under the groin here and the toe pointed towards the back of the room. We're all going to be very unique in the way we do this. Okay, now we're going to challenge the body. So we're going to bring the palms together. We're going to push that left knee firmly into the floor. Okay, now you're not going to lift your head, you're going to lift your arms. So your arms come off. So notice what happened, the back worked, and then you're going to come all the way up. So if you're practicing this, take your arms up. Is that hard, Rangan? Yeah. And exhale through Namaste. Okay, now press your hands firmly into the floor, pull up through the belly, take a really full breath as you inhale, get back into extended dog. And stretch the leg, that's great, and give it a shake. Just feel some tension dropping away from it. That's lovely. Okay, bring your leg back into dog. And you're going to come down onto your knees, releasing your toes. That's great. And just come up by rolling up from the base of the spine. Roll up really slowly from the base of the spine. We're going to do the headstand. Okay, so this section, if you're ready to do it, you do it. If not, you move on. All right, but you guys, let's do it. So Salamba Sukhasana, supported shoulder stand, headstand. Okay, so just measuring out your arms. Let's place the hands around the elbows. Place the elbows on the floor just in front of your knees, so don't take them too far away from you. Now if you can just get right in here on Marcus or Ghana, we're just going to open up the lower part of the arms, the forearms. We're going to lace the fingers together. We're then going to open the palms so that the thumbs are sticking upwards, and these actually protect the back of the neck. Okay, now the head is going to go on the floor 2 inches into the hairline, only about 2 inches, where the fontanelle would have been. So this is what's called a fontanelle headstand, if you like. That goes onto the floor, and the back of the head's going to snuggle into your hands. That's great. Now the first thing we're going to do, everybody, is breathe, and then we're going to activate the shoulders by retracting the shoulder blades, pressing the elbows into the floor, and pulling the tricep, that muscle here, underneath the arm towards the back of the room. So your elbow's a bit too wide, so I'm imagining you didn't measure your arms enough. So just come back down while everyone's just waiting. Just come back to measuring them. If you've got big biceps, you'll need to take your hands further up. Okay? Then bring your arms down. That's fantastic. Don't move. Make sure your elbow's right over your shoulder and shoulder over your elbow. Fantastic. So when you're ready, that's lovely. Okay, everybody? First thing we're going to do is tuck the toes under, but the most important thing is we're going to breathe as we lift up our hips. Inhale and squeeze to lift up. Don't jerk up. Okay, keep pressing the elbows into the floor, pulling the triceps towards the back of the room. Now for a lot of you, the next stage is going to be enough, which is just to walk your feet up towards your face. But those going further, wait. Chrissy, wait. Keep walking until your toes come up on their own. That's when you're ready to go into the headstand. If they're not ready to come up on their own, you're not ready. So really notice what you're doing. We need a shot from this side, I think, so we can see what we're doing. So I might actually get your Rangan to turn around that way, and I'm going to help you up. Okay, so just have a quick look. So guys, everybody, just calmly focus on where your power is, which is in the upper body. So if we look from the back, so you're just going to now open up like that, put the elbows down. Okay, open up the arms, place the fingers together. All right, now tuck your toes under, take a nice deep breath, and lift up. Oh, don't forget to put your head on the floor. Snuggle right up, right up. That's it, top of the head, good. Okay, take a deep breath, inhale and lift up. Okay, and walk towards yourself. Okay, now I'm going to support you here. So just bend your knees in. You need to lift your feet off the floor. Fantastic. Now hold it there. I'm going to keep pressing into the floor. Take a deep breath. Keep extending the legs upwards. Don't be frightened. I'm holding on to you. That's it. That's brilliant. That's it. Don't worry. Don't feel like you want to go any further. That's amazing. Well done. Pressing the arms into the floor. Now I'm here to support him. So if you are doing headstands for the first time, go to a qualified teacher. Don't just try and practice this on your own. I need to keep holding you, Rangan, so just bend your knees in, take your time. The reason Rangan's finding this difficult is because he's got a very developed, take your legs down, a very developed upper body, which means that he's got so many muscles around here that his tricep is short and it's very hard for him to keep that down at the same time as going up. You okay? That was good. So, do this when your body's ready. That's the beauty of the Salamba Sukhasana. It won't let you go up if you're not ready. And if you are ready, spend a minimum of 2 minutes up there and then start to develop your concentration so you're taking it a little bit more. Always leave your head down. So if you've just done the headstand, then just make sure your head stays down. Now again, this part of the DVD you can just stop, you don't have to do it. You can miss this bit and move on to the next section, which is this shoulder stand. Okay. And come up really, really slowly. That's great. Okay, I'm going to get Chrissy and Ghana to turn the other way while we do the shoulder stand this way. So we're getting a different shot so that you can see this posture from every position. So just extending the legs, so you're going to just roll onto your side, extend your legs, come down your mat a little bit, especially if you're up in this corner. Okay, if you want to come down just a little bit because your legs will come over the back. Alright, Marcus is having a rest already. Just extend your arms out in front of you and come down with respect for your spine. So you're going to tuck your pelvis under, look at your chest and come down really, really slowly. And before you do anything, let that spine relax and just imagine it opening like a book. So let your palms turn up, let the feet flop open and just take a few breaths. And again, just think about just centering. Let your feet go, Rachel. Don't hold all that tension. Just let the palms roll up, Rangan. That's it. Because the spine's going to work in the opposite direction. It's going to work in another direction, in a different way. So shoulder stand. Stimulates the thyroid, parathyroid, thymus sitting in the chest. Each one of these having a different role, which we'll explain as we go into the shoulder stand. So let's place our hands by the side of the body. We're going to press them into the floor. We're going to bend our knees. There's lots of different ways of coming up into this. If you're going to do bent knees, that's great. Those of you with straight legs maybe, let's have Natalie and Chrissy with straight legs. Only do this if you've got a really, really good lower back and you feel confident doing it. Otherwise, bend your knees. Okay, so when you're ready, press down and inhale to come up, lifting the hips and supporting the spine. For those of you unable to do this, you can do this up against the wall. Okay, good. Let's just settle our minds and just remind ourselves that the Ujjayi breath plays a really important part here, because as you hear it rushing past the throat, it's also stimulating the thyroid gland, which is there for metabolic rate, temperature. It's mood swings, it's about balance. You've got the parathyroid, which regulates the amount of calcium that is made for the body. The thymus in the chest, which is for boosting the immune system. If you can close your eyes and really take yourself inward, try to push all other thoughts away. Pineal and pituitary gland are being stimulated deep inside the brain. And there's a feeling of calmness and wellness. You can also feel very uncomfortable, so don't forget to breathe into your belly. Let the chest rest. Let the feet soften. Let the buttocks relax. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale the right leg down. So don't force this to the floor. And inhale up. Just keep an eye here on Chrissy and Ghana because they've got a really good lovely posture. Exhaling slowly with that left leg down towards the floor. Remember, if you need to take extra breaths, take them. And inhale up. And then slowly lowering down into Halasana. Now here, if you use your tummy muscles, the legs will go down a lot more comfortably. Now please, please don't force these feet to the floor. So if your legs aren't ready to come down, one option is to have something like a block underneath your feet, which you can just balance your toes on. This is very useful, or you can use a chair, or 2 or 3 blocks. Keep your feet together. Make sure your feet are right behind your head. And notice here that the hands are fingers in towards each other and thumbs out around the side of the body. This is another adaptation here. We have Rangan with his knees bent. I can show you here if you like. I can show you Ghana doing this as well. So if you just bend your knees, Ghana, you'll find your back starts to hurt. Bend your knees and bring your heels back towards your buttocks. That's it. That's great. So that's what's called a half shoulder stand. Okay, those who want to, just open up your feet and bring a knee down by each ear. Now if you've got your knees bent, you can just open your knees a little bit more and drop your knees down without pulling your heels towards the back of the room, and that should give you a deeper stretch without hurting your lower back. What's happening to your breath? You can't breathe very deeply now, can you? Keep supporting your back, Rangan. That's it. Too much of a strain on your neck. Breathe into your back. Breathe very quietly. And breathe into the back. Feel the intercostal muscles in the ribs begin to extend. This is horribly uncomfortable. You must come out of it. Extending the legs slowly behind you. Support your spine. And take a full breath and bring your legs up. Now either bent or straight. And come down into Setu Bandhasana. Okay. Rangan, I'd like you to come down ever so slowly to the floor, dropping your legs behind you and bringing your hands down. Marcus is coming down through the full posture, which is coming down from the full Sarvangasana. If you're not ready for this, you must not do it. Come down as Rangan has, nice and slowly, and Malcolm here, till their back is nicely stretched out on the floor. Bend your knees and bring your feet down. Okay, now lift your hips, take a full breath as you lift your hips, and lace your fingers together underneath your back. Rangan, just do it like this, and press the hands firmly down into the floor. Take a full breath and lift. Remember, this is still a shoulder stand series. Our shoulders are really firmly planted on the floor, and we are stretching what's called the thoracic part of the spine, which is the middle section of the spine. Your feet are almost mat width apart, everybody. That's it. And do make sure that your heel and toe are in alignment. Don't let your knees roll in. Just have a little bit wider with your feet. Rachel, that's brilliant. Thank you. Lovely. And use the whole foot on the floor. That's it. I know this is difficult, but if you use the breath, it elevates the body and it elevates the spirit. Releasing the hands, hold on to the ankles or feet without moving your feet. See if you can stretch by pulling the shoulders right underneath. And if you can't, simply flatten your hands to the floor and push up through the spine. Okay, well, this is a preparation, of course, it's called the half wheel. And it's a preparation for Chakrasana, the full wheel. Called Chakrasana because it activates and stimulates every chakra in the body. And we've got front vortexes for the chakras and we've got the back vortexes. This stimulates both, so it often makes you feel very liberated and can make you feel like your spirits are soaring. It's also horrifically challenging physically, so it's not always something that we achieve very quickly. It takes a long time. Those of you going up into full Chakrasana, take a nice deep breath and inhale as you squeeze up. Never jerk. Inhale and squeeze. Find the balance between the 4 points of the body. Think about your belly raising towards the ceiling. And let the neck hang. Just let the neck hang. If you're not ready for this, you stay down and you breathe. You give yourselves a nice cuddle and you just breathe. Those of you up in this position who want to go a little bit further, let's inhale and raise the right leg up. Now, if you don't feel ready for this, don't do it. And exhale down. Inhale left leg. And exhale down. Inhale right arm if you feel up to it. And place it on the thigh. And take it back. And down. Inhale, left arm over the thigh. Raise up. And down. And then come down really slowly. That's great. Now lowering the spine to the floor, give yourselves a hug. You're going to take a nice deep breath. And you're going to extend your right leg out, keeping hold of your left knee. Pulling it right in towards the chest. And exhale, rolling over to the right and turning your head to the left. Now if you hold on to that knee, swap the hands over and feel a lovely stretch. It's always really, really worth doing a twist after you've done anything to do with the back. A twist is always really releasing and it feels very, very good. Okay, the other side. So pull it in towards the thigh and change. Okay, really start by warming up that hip. Take a full breath. And as you exhale, roll over to the other side, to the left, turning your head over to the right. Just feel some release. And if your spine just clicks spontaneously, don't worry. It's normally okay for that to happen. But obviously do read your body, become aware of what it's saying to you. Do listen to the body. Okay, and coming back. Okay, pull both knees in now. Bring the chin and forehead, chin first, and then forehead up towards the knees. And rolling down, place the feet on the floor. Okay, good. Okay, what I'm going to do now, actually, Christine, we'll just turn you around so that we can see what this looks like from the side. We can see what it looks like from the back, what the feet look like, and I'd like you to see the position of the body from the side so you can really get a very clear picture of what it is that you're trying to achieve. So, placing both feet on the floor, we're going to lift our hips. Okay, we're going to lock our thumbs together like this, underneath the body. Then the fingers are going to be stretched towards the front of the mat and at the same time roll from side to side till you get these arms folded right underneath the body. You see how the thoracic part of the body has really opened and the ribs. Now let the hips come down onto the wrists, flatten the palms to the floor, extend the feet out. What we're achieving here is Matsyasana, the fish pose, which is the opposite to what you've just done in the shoulder stand. We're working the spine in the opposite direction. Okay, now from here, you pull the toes back towards your face because you're activating the psoas muscles, a big muscle here that fans into the belly. And as you inhale, you're going to arch the back, leave the head behind you, like this. Resting the top of the head very gently on the floor. Keep as little pressure on the back and neck as possible. So these feet stay together and pulled back purposefully to keep the upper body supported. Matsyasana, fish pose. Called this because they say you can take on so much oxygen that the body will float. But I also think it looks like the fish, the gills of the fish. This is a calming, soothing and centering posture. It allows the body to take on so much oxygen in a calm and controlled way. Ribs wide open so the lungs can expand fuller than normal. Close your eyes and take your awareness inside. Listen to the breath. 5 at least. Next breath, inhale, raise your right leg up. Now only do this if you feel confident. And exhale down. left leg up. And exhale down. And for those who feel really confident, inhale both legs. And slowly exhale. And then slide gently to the floor. Releasing the hands away from the body, at least 8 inches away from the body. Palms up, and separate your feet almost mat width apart. And it's time to rest. Shavasana. The corpse pose. Called Shavasana because as you become more and more relaxed, your breath becomes so imperceptible that it's almost as if you're not breathing at all. But as you prepare yourself for this posture, do breathe deeply and rhythmically. Inhaling into the belly, abdominal breathing, and exhaling the belly down. Now if you're finding it difficult to regulate your breath, inhale for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Hold for 1 and exhale down. 2, 3, 4. My toes and feet are relaxed. My ankles and calves are completely relaxed. My knees and thighs are relaxed. My hips and lower back are completely relaxed. My middle and upper back are relaxed. My internal organs, heart and lungs are completely relaxed. My shoulders and arms are relaxed. Hands and fingers are completely relaxed. My neck and throat are relaxed. My chin and jaw are completely relaxed. My mouth and tongue are relaxed. My nose, cheeks and ears are completely relaxed. My eyes and forehead are relaxed. My head and scalp completely relaxed. My mind and body are relaxed. My mind and body are completely relaxed. Peace, peace, peace. I inhale peace. I exhale anger. I inhale joy. I exhale sadness. I inhale harmony. Exhale disharmony. I inhale energy, and I exhale fatigue. I inhale peace, peace, peace. I want you to carry on resting now. Quiet, just conscious of the breath for at least 5 minutes before you resume your life. Remind yourself to stay warm after practice and to drink plenty of water, to flush the toxins away from the body, that your yoga practice has begun to shift.